Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to another episode of Wisdom Wednesdays with the beautiful butterfly and myself right
How's it go
here.
how's it
Go ahead, I'm
going?
sorry. It's going good. I think the devil's trying to stop this morning, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
gonna
we had technical difficulties, let's just say that, but we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on these scriptures and focus on this encouragement to you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You got your coffee?
y'all pause me. Yeah, and you know what? So crazy. I gotta get up and get my mug
That's
because
fine.
I
Yeah, you better get
Lord
it
have
today.
mercy,
You
people.
better get it today.
Yeah, you
Can you
go ahead
see
and bring
this?
us in. I got somebody asking for the link. I'm gonna get my mug because I need to show you up. Y'all have to catch up on this mug thing. I'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on.
Exactly. As we wait for the wonderful Tammy and I discovered that we're mug lovers, right? That we collect mugs. And I've seen her extensive mug collection. It's been years, but I've seen it in person. But I had to step my mug game up. I had to step it up a bit because she's coming with a little bit. As you can see,
You
I
see
got the
that word?
terrific.
You see that word?
No, tell the folks what it says.
Faith can move mountains. Matthew
Okay,
17.
okay. Well,
Sip, sip, somebody. Hey, I
this is
forgot to
the
ask you this.
go ahead.
Get your hand out the cookie jar.
Knock it off.
Get your
Hey,
hand out the cookie jar.
this is a different type of podcast this morning. So that was Monday night conversation prime time with DJ Slide, and today this is Wisdom Wednesday with the beautiful butterfly. So this is the golf off the seventh hole of the golf course. And on the other side of it says terrific dad. Okay. T
What's
terrific
yours
dad.
say?
T terrific dad. It's a
T
golf club.
terrific dad. Y'all forgive me for a minute. I'm sending someone the link to log in to listen.
Right. For future references, folks, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to End This Season channel, Conversation with Trent and Friends channel, and you'll receive it every single time we start live streaming. You'll
I
get it
think
there.
that's what she doesn't realize when we go. If she just checks her email, it'll go, right? Because she did
Yeah,
subscribe.
to go directly to her.
Okay.
I'll go directly to her. So either that or head on over to wisdomwednesdays.riverside.com.
It's
Wisdom,
wisdomwednesday.riverside.com.
I think. Did I say that backwards?
We don't even know.
I think it's wisdomwednesdays.riverside.com. So hit the subscribe button and you'll get every single episode once we start the stream. Good stuff. So good morning, Tammy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I really am. Other than, like you said, that it tried to stop us this morning. Although I think it's something you've done because I've not changed a thing and you're not going
Now,
to admit it.
Tammy, you know you don't want to have a technical conversation with me. So we're
I
not going to
I
do
want to
that
have
this
any
morning.
kind of conversation you want to have this morning because I'm ready for you. Baby, I'm walking in the spirit. I'm ready for battle.
Exactly.
Expect it. Come on with it. Hey,
All right. Now,
move
when
mountains.
you
I'm moving
streaming,
mountains over here.
are you? So that tells me you have a scripture. That's what it tells me.
Exactly. You do too, right? You have one as well. Wisdomwednesday.riverside.com, right?
Yep. Just hit the subscribe button and it'll be all good.
But that's again, she said she did subscribe, but it's not coming up.
Okay. Tell her head on over to YouTube.
Okay.
Is
She should
that
have that.
Tasha?
Yeah.
She has it.
How'd you know? I said she should have the YouTube. Um, how'd you know it was Tasha? Shame on her.
Yeah. Shame on you, Tasha. Let me see if I could send it over to her. Let's see.
It's okay. And
Actually, I'm
while you're
looking at it
doing
right
that,
now. It's streaming.
let's see who's in the chat. We have some people in, so let's see. Y'all
Good morning.
forgive
Good
us this
morning. Good
morning.
morning.
We are moving slow this morning. Someone is in with us. Good morning, Tammy and Trent. This is Miss Candy. How you
Hey,
doing, Miss
Candy.
Candy?
How you doing, Candy? How
You
you
gotta call
doing?
me because I gotta connect you with my friend in Houston. She needs a sister friend just moving out there, and I think y'all would connect pretty well. So let's chat again.
Tasha, there's a link coming your way, Miss Lady. There's a link coming your way. Okay, cool. What you got for me,
No,
Butterfly?
you
What you got?
start us out. Say the best for last.
I'm gonna
Hey,
leave you. I'm gonna stop it.
get Mark on
T-
here. Where's Mark anyway? Y'all out there
It's
talking about the cookie jar. Get Mark on here.
it's all good. Well, I'm gonna go back to David, man. The Psalms, 23. On this recovery, I'm always having obstacle after obstacle, always turning mountains into molehills. It seems like daily. I've been having a bit anxiety for a couple of days, and I'm reminded. I always remind myself what God told me, when I was in that place, how he loved me like David. And I'm a human. I'm human and I get fearful sometimes with this thing, especially when there's something added going on. I had a colonoscopy a few weeks ago and the prep was grueling and I didn't get through the, end scope for that first colonoscopy. They had to stop. So got kind of worried. I was like, why am I so nervous? Why am I so fearful? What's going on with me? Because my mind is always set to go when it comes to things like this. But this time it was a little different. And my assistant, which is my sister, who makes sure all the appointments are taken care of, everything here at the house is good. She was like, "What's wrong with you? You're not acting like yourself." It's like, I don't know. I just can't. I couldn't read the directions. I couldn't follow the directions. I mean, it was just I was discombobulated. So I failed that test tremendously because they couldn't perform it. The procedure couldn't be performed. But the moment I settled myself on the second one, everything turned out well. And I was reminded, Psalms 23, yea, do I walk in a valley through the shadow of death. I fear no evil because he's walking with me. So I had to remind myself, I had to take myself back to the beginning of all this stuff when it started with this incident 7 years ago. Like, I'm a child of God. What am I worried about? Who cares what man says? I know what my God said. I know what my universe said. Who controls the entire universe? The Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. I know exactly what he said. So what am I fearful of? So I had to coach myself and everything turned out well. It was yesterday. So it's been a grueling 3 weeks. I didn't speak about it, didn't talk about it. I had to go sit in that fire for a minute. So sometimes we need re-refining. I'll say that again. Sometimes we need re-refining, and the only way to do that, we got to go back to God. Yeah, I got the instructions, but I need to go back to God.
Okay,
So
may I jump
sometimes
in
we
for
need
a second?
re-refining. Go ahead, do your thing.
So it's interesting because I almost Psalms 23 was my original
Stop.
talk for today. No, and I changed it to Romans 12 and 2. Um, However, it's gonna tie back to here. You just said sometimes you need that redefining and you have to go back to God. Um
Yeah, re-refining,
Re-refining, I'm sorry. And redefining as well with yourself. I'll take that one too. Redefining, refining, going back to that initial, I guess, podcast that we had.
right.
But you guys,
Which actually happens to be the number one on the channel.
right.
Yeah,
So, going back to God and the refining, like look at it. So 12 and 2, let me just read it before, because this is going to tie right into what you're saying. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may know what is good, what is God's good and acceptable will for
God
your
is so
life, right?
good, man. God is
So
so good.
going back to God, you guys, let me tell you what we got to do. You got to stay with God every day so that you don't have to go back. You have to, when we talk about transformation and not being conformed to the patterns of this world, you got to think about it. Paul was talking to a people who had lost their way,
Right.
who were consumed with the world, with the things of Rome. They were not concerned about God. In retrospect, they had been turned over to a reprobate mind. And if you're not careful that you are being intentional about seeking God first, staying in your word, to renew your mind is really to become unlearned and renew your thoughts, because so a man thinketh, so he is. And Trent, I love that you said we're human, right? So we're going to have
Yeah,
those times and those days. But as we grow in God, with God, you're able to
that's right.
pull yourself out of those moments where the
I give an
world is trying
example.
to capture you.
I give an example. When the first procedure was getting ready to start, they were kind of weary and kind of nervous, and I saw it on the doctor's face. The entire team that was in the room, I'm in a surgery room. The blood pressure was so high. That's how much anxiety I had.
That's what I was gonna
It
say,
was
from
like
your anxiety.
should we do this? The second time, that blood pressure was like 122 over 30, 122 over 80. Perfect, right at my target number. And because I settled myself, because I got away for a second. I got away from myself.
That explains why you've been so quiet. Because I said Knucklehead's been really quiet these last few days. Because usually
That's
he'll
why.
call and mess with you and just start stuff. Hadn't really heard from him, and so
Yeah,
good thing that you knew to do. You knew what you needed to do to get to where, and even that is a
yeah,
moment where God allowed you to see Him and understand, so that when it comes again, in whatever form, if it comes again, you're able, you're ready.
exactly, exactly, exactly. But I was reminded of those instructions. I was reminded of everything that I have to do, not need, I have to do
Which
because it's
is,
the instructions that I was given. So, you know, I continue
and
on
not
this path.
everybody has heard some of the instructions. What do you mean by that? The instructions you were given, because not
When I went,
everyone knows your situation or what you went through and what
yeah,
God told you.
when I went to this place 7 years ago, well, actually 6.5 years, coming up on 7 years, I died. And in that place, I met God, not once, but twice. So the second time I met him, first time I died, I was over in Alpharetta, Georgia at a book signing. And the second time I was here in Louisiana. And this time he came back with instructions for me. Tammy was a part of those instructions. That's why you guys see us here today, because this is by divine timing. This is by divine instructions. So yeah, the instruction. Go ahead,
And
Tammy.
I'll add this to it. The timing is so real and perfect now because of who we are spiritually now. The strength that we received while in the wilderness, we've both had those similar, different ways, but the similar dying to
Yeah.
live, basically. Because I am not the same person. I am so far from the person that I created and allowed the world to create. Thus the reason to be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be intentional about the conversations you have.
I'm
This
glad you brought that up. Your experience, because we have to really dedicate to the platform and to the people to schedule what we're supposed to schedule with you and
Yeah,
stick to it,
yeah,
because it's just not my podcast. It's our podcast, and people need to know your story because it's the power.
yeah.
It was
I'm
it was
ready
the
to tell
same
it.
situation. It was
Ready
the
to
same
tell it.
situation, but your situation, you were alone when it took place with you. I had somebody there, but you were alone. So God preserved you.
I wasn't alone. My father was here.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about like physical.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
its story needs to be told. So we got to dedicate and make sure that
We're
we.
working on that, you guys. We're working on it. But I want to have dedicated time and I really want to
Yeah, we're
be
gonna need a few
settled
hours.
in my space. Yeah,
We're gonna need a few
because
hours for that.
yeah, it will bless you because it blessed me so and it continues to do so.
Right.
You brought that up. I'll share this. I might have shared this with you a few days ago. I was in my quiet time, in my praying time, and I asked for forgiveness for just, I think of myself as a parent, right? And tough love, tough love. When a mother or father, more so a mother, we parent different and we get it, right? I get it. But it's difficult. It's gotten better now as I've grown spiritually, but I can only imagine what the Father feels like, right? Because he loves us so much. And I used to kind of wonder, what does it mean to grieve cause the Holy Spirit to grieve, right?
Right.
But and I think of myself, and it goes back to I used to say, God, if God loves me more than I love my son, who he blessed me with, my God, the love must be enormous, right? So as I was sitting here at the table thinking, God, forgive me that I pushed it that far to where you had to sit me down. And if y'all remember the old folks say, he will sit you down.
Definitely will.
He will. He will. So he laid me down for a while. So we'll talk about that. I don't, but it's so much came out of that story before it even got there to that day it started. And God had prepared, so put things in preparation way before I realized, and the coming back allowed me to see how God was working, God's hand in it. And your situation the other day,
Yeah,
or yesterday, I guess you went back because I do remember you went a couple of weeks ago.
yeah,
But
yeah.
so it's so natural, y'all. And so I'm just gonna tell you to sum my verse up and I'll turn it back over to you, you guys. It is the world's desire to distract you from growing spiritually,
That's it right
becoming
there.
the person that God created you to be. It is so easy, and many of us have gotten so caught up that we don't even know we've conformed. It's natural for us.
That's
It's
it.
become natural. We are not conformed. We are addicted to the world.
That's it. Yeah,
Addicted.
so I was reminded while being refined that, boy, you're on a spiritual walk. Nothing gonna happen to you. You're on a spiritual walk. You were destined to do this. You were destined to turn mountains into molehills. You was destined to turn all those obstacles, not jump over them, politely walk over. Again, I'll say that, not jump over them, politely just walk over them gracefully. So I had to settle myself. Meditation and prayer is a very powerful tool, no matter what you're going through. And just like Tammy said, yes, I got quiet and I just had to, set myself aside and allow God to deal with me and work with me and, retool me because I was fearful. I was concerned and for nothing. Let's just say that, but for nothing. So there's nothing on this side of earth that's going to stop me from doing what I'm supposed to do. Absolutely nothing. But I'm still human at the end of the day. So, this walk, this spiritual walk is a constant. You have to continuously stay, and just like Tam say, stick with God
So you don't
in
have to
this
go
trying
back.
time, man.
'Cause
Exactly. This
when you gotta
trying
go
time is
back, that's the time when you shift. If
yeah,
you're not, you like, if you keep turning around to go to the gas station, that means you've gone too far and you've run out. You remember, "Oh gosh, I did this a few weeks ago, y'all." Literally, I was on
exactly,
the phone and I looked down and I had 1 mile to go. 1 mile to
exactly.
go, but I remembered I had just passed by a gas station because I couldn't remember how far one was up to go, right? So that means I was running on low and I had to go back. Let's not keep going back. Let's not keep going back. Who is it? Lot's wife, right? Is it Lot's wife? Y'all help me now. I might be wrong on that one. Where's the one thing they were told not to look back. But she was so addicted and attached to whatever it was back there that she had to take one more look. Let's keep going forward in our lives. Let's keep God front and center. Because remember, how you do anything is how you do everything. And you want to be transformed, you got to transform first your thoughts.
Right.
First, your thoughts. You got to become unlearned. Someone asked me yesterday, how are we for time? Someone asked me yesterday, I was doing an interview with a young lady. Well, she didn't ask me. She brought up the glass half full, half empty. All my life, you guys, I've had a thing for this all my life. And I always say, oh, my glass is half full. But yesterday, the new Tammy,
Ain't that so?
at the end of the conversation before we left, I said, you know what? I've determined that my glass is neither half full or half empty. And I'll tell you why. Because my focus is more on what's in it. Because if I don't know what's in it, it doesn't matter if it's half full, half empty, if it's a third, a fourth, it does not matter. I do know if I know what's in it, and that's God, I can roll out and I can keep going. And I don't have to look back because I know He's taking me somewhere. I don't have to look back because whatever's back there, if He wants me to have it, He'll bring it up here to me. When I go back, when life goes back, I'm taking myself back to something that I've attached myself to someone I've attached myself to that God didn't plan. It wasn't in God's plan for my life. So y'all become
Absolutely.
unlearned. Be intentional with God every day so that you don't have to go back because a renewed mind is a powerful mind. It's a powerful life. It's someone walking in their purpose, away from their natural into the supernatural. So wherever you
Exactly.
are is where your mind has taken you, where you've allowed your mind to take you. Whatever you're
And that's what
doing, however
happened to
you're
me.
feeling, that's where it's coming from. Go ahead, Trent.
Exactly. And that's what happened to me. Tammy is absolutely right. And here on Wisdom Wednesdays, here on the platform completely, We take responsibility and accountability, and that's what happened to me. I allowed myself to almost talk myself out of it. It was all on me.
The out of the, appointment?
Not out of the appointment, out of meaning when I say talk myself out of it, meaning fear. I allow fear to come in by talking myself out of, doubting myself, doubting, and I just go ahead and say it, doubting what God said. It wasn't on my mind about what God said. That wasn't on my mind at all, but that's where it's going to head. If I wouldn't have stopped myself, it was going to start with the doubt. It's in the early stages of doubt. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so fair. I'm fearful. I'm nervous. I don't know. That's where doubt starts when you start questioning things. So I was on my way to doubting it. I was on my way to it.
You know, Trent, there was a time where like you guys, I feared death so much until, man, I won't even go there. I'll say that for the show. But I feared it so much that it hindered me in so many ways, right? But now, because
Right.
the word tells us to grieve when children are born into this world and to rejoice when people leave it. So the way I
But you
look
know
at
what
it
though?
now is what's the worst could happen
Right. But you
is
know
that
what
I
though? It
leave a
wasn't
world that I don't want to be really a part of anyway, right?
right.
So, but I would take it as long as God will have me here. But now I want to turn the corner and see a Noah building an ark so I can help.
Here's the thing. It wasn't fear of passing. I think I've gotten accustomed to this because it happened to me a couple of times. But it wasn't that. It was anxiety about stopping what he started. Meaning I'm like, man, this path is hitting on all cylinders. Now this. So it
What?
was more
So you were
exact me
predicting the outcome basically in your head.
exact.
Okay. Boy,
I'm like, man,
that's
I'm
why I
not
say
finished.
glass not half full, glass not half empty, because I don't know what's
Exactly.
in it and I don't know what God wants to do. And I think if we have to stay in God is to wake up. And I think we said this a few shows back because it was something that Rodney had said that he does with people on a previous show, Rodney Jordan, was that he wakes up and he gives people a clean sheet of paper. And to me, it's gotten that way with God. Like, okay, God, what is my assignment today? I'm here. I surrender this day, my life to you. And we should look at life at a certain point. It should get to that. What would you have me do? Who's on my list today? And whose list am I on today? Don't let me pass because just as people need you, you need people. And we
Real
want the
talk.
people that God has put on our path for us, for our purpose, and and vice versa for them. So glass is no longer half full or half empty. I'm just happy I got a glass. Whether I need to and to know, to have the discerning spirit to know if this is in it, the fear, let me pour this baby out. If even if it's full, let me pour it out. If it's a little bit, let me pour it out.
Right.
So know what's in it. And the only way you know that is to stay connected to the source.
It's real
Don't
talk.
pull
Let's
your pour it out.
let's talk about well said for a second because I'm getting messages from my driver, so I'm gonna
Okay,
have
cool
to
beans.
push out in a minute. But let's talk about well said. Well said is Tammy's baby, communication coach, the butterfly. Well, we do life languages. We talk life languages. I am an introducer for well said.
Yes, Lord.
And I encourage you guys to subscribe and head on over and take the assessment. It's not about monetary gain for us. It's about sharing what we've learned, sharing what has worked for us. It's no good if we can't share what the outcome of taking the assessment. It's no good. I know for me personally, it's no good to me to harness it and keep it and not share it with you guys. So it's not about the monetary things for me. And I know it's not about the monetary things for Tam because I've been fussing with her over the years to giving this thing away for free. But if you truly into growth, self improvement, you're gonna take the assessment. You're gonna do it. You're definitely gonna do it because there's a reward on the other side of that. So it's not about the monetary stuff for us. It's about sharing what we've gone through and come through by taking that assessment. Well said. Life is the spot. I encourage each and every one of you to do that. Go ahead and just pull that trigger, man, and
Y'all, I'm going to
start
jump in
doing
because I know
life.
you have to go, Trent. I know you have to go. There is no words. I'm just going to kind of stop talking about telling people what it is and I'm just gonna let y'all see me live it out. Because what I
That's a
learned
fact.
for
That's a word.
myself is that I was talking it, teaching it, but I wasn't eating it. And nor
Mm,
was I
mm.
digesting it, right? In the
That's
way
a
that
word.
I wanted people to. So they weren't, but no, you're not gonna see it, you're not gonna get it. And I've learned too that when you give something away to someone that they can afford, right? They don't cherish it anyway.
Yeah, it's
And if
devalued. It
someone's
becomes
caught up in
devalued.
this world, conformed to the patterns of this world, they're in denial. So they don't think they need an assessment of self. But look around you. What's working in your life? We get all these people that, man, I've seen so many different relationships on Facebook. They start out really, really, really good. And before you know it, there's someone else they've started out really, really good with again. And then that one
Exactly.
ends, right? And the reason I don't post mine, because if I post the really good stuff, he's going to leave me anyway, because I'm going to post when he gets on my last nerves. And why? All our business is going to be out there. So I can't do it. I'm going to either do it all or none of it, right? But these things are not going to work. Relationships are not going to work because you're not working with yourself. You can't work with yourself. You're in denial of self. How can you be in unity with someone else? So I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to have to tell people to take it. They're going to say, "What are you doing in your life?" Well, this is where it started.
Yeah, let's be clear, man. Well, with this social media and these cameras, these lights and cameras, you guys see the glow up, and that's not being arrogant. That's not even being confident like that. That's being confident in God, knowing that that light is shining from within. So you guys see it. So it doesn't have to be talked about. You guys see exactly the blessing that's happening here each and every Wednesday, each and every Monday, every single day. You guys see it, and this is the results of doing the work, self-improvement,
And it's
allowing
not this
God to
not to
do his
blow up
thing.
for me. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm making this thing very personal. It's the peace up. It's, if that's a word, it's the peace up. It's the joy.
I'm not talking like when
I
when I
know
when I
what you're
say
saying,
glow
but
up.
I'm saying
Yeah,
I want people to understand it differently from my perspective. It's the peace up. Like I have never known peace that surpasses all understanding. I have never known it until this season of my life.
exactly. I tend to
Joy.
use words a little differently and trigger
That's the
words,
reason
but
there's both of us
yeah,
here so that we can twist, we can put our hand in the cookie jar.
she really want to go to. We're not gonna talk about the cookie, the cookie jar. She's a mess. She's a mess.
Yeah, Mark needs to start listening to Wisdom Wednesday.
He does, but he listens to the
Okay. Well, Mark,
playbacks.
keep your hand out the cookie jar.
That is hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, that was a good podcast on Monday. We talked about the conversation tours and all that stuff and how I was always sticking my hand in the cookie jar, knowing I
And you know
shouldn't
what?
have
There's a
been doing that.
reason for that. You know, y'all, I'm gonna tell you the battle that you're fighting, it starts and ends in your mind. Romans 12:2, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. The battle that you're fighting is with yourself.
Absolutely.
Right? Is
Absolutely.
with yourself, because the way you think is the way you live. And only you really know unless you are sharing it with people about how you really think and what you think. But how you think is how you live. And I go back to how you do anything is how you will do everything. How you love yourself is how you will love people. How you love yourself determines what you accept or don't accept from people. So wherever you are in life, you've called it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. First, sit in that and own that. I know your
And we're
job is
gonna
here
exactly. We're
or
gonna we're
there.
gonna stop right there on that powerful ending by the butterfly herself, the communication coach. The code dip is calling me. If you guys actually stumble upon this stream, this live stream of Wisdom Wednesdays, it's going to be restreaming sometime today. Um, Apple, Amazon Music, anywhere you receive your favorite podcast, you can get it. So have no fear, don't worry. It's going to restream here shortly. I got some business to take care with the cold dip and the workout this morning. I gotta rush out of here, but all good. Always a great time to see you guys. Tam and I truly appreciate the support. Don't forget to subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. To end this season, conversation with Trent and friends. Wisdom Wednesdays. Riverside.com is the spot. Hit the subscribe button. You'll catch us every time we go live and do a live stream here. each and every Monday, 6 a.m. sharp. Tammy, you want to close it?
All good.
Good
Now
stuff.
go
Good stuff.
go put your hand in the cookie jar.
You guys check out that episode Friday.
Yeah. What was the
Conversation in
topic?
Prime Time.
What was it? What was the topic?
It was the Woo reaction. It was
The
pretty
who?
much talking
The
about
what?
how we always, I'm gonna use Slash's term again, sticking our hand in the cookie jar, meaning we don't mix business. You know what I'm saying? You
Okay.
never deal with, the employees in romantic settings and whatnot and going through those situations like that. I did that a ton of years over the years for a long time, dipping my hand in the cookie jar when it was only supposed to be about business. So you have to remember, with feelings come with receipts.
And there was stale cookies in the cookie jar. Stale
Absolutely.
cookies.
It definitely was. It definitely was. But I encourage you guys to go check that podcast out on Wednesday, Conversation in Prime Time. And we'll be back here next Wednesday at 6 a.m. sharp. You
Peace.
guys be epic.